The coursebook conundrum: to adapt or not to adapt. Coursebooks are ubiquitous in English language classrooms worldwide. They offer a structured curriculum, a wealth of materials, and a sense of familiarity for both teachers and students. However, relying solely on a coursebook can lead to monotonous lessons that fail to engage learners or address their specific needs. This is where the art of coursebook adaptation comes in. Adapting a coursebook doesn't mean discarding it altogether. It means viewing the coursebook as a flexible framework, a springboard for creative teaching rather than a rigid set of instructions. By thoughtfully adapting coursebook materials, teachers can create dynamic and personalized learning experiences that resonate with their students. Let's then delve deep into practical strategies for effective coursebook adaptation, drawing on insights from experienced educators. Let's together explore techniques for making coursebook content more engaging, relevant, and ultimately more effective in fostering language acquisition. Remember, the goal is to empower you, the teacher, to use the coursebook as a tool to enhance, not hinder, your teaching. Renowned experts in English language teaching offer a clear and concise framework for coursebook adaptation. Their 4 key principles provide a solid foundation for teachers seeking to maximize the effectiveness of their coursebooks. First and foremost, experts and seasoned practitioners emphasize the importance of focusing on lesson outcomes. What specific language skills, vocabulary, or grammar points do you want your students to master in a given lesson? Once you have a clear understanding of the desired outcomes, you can then select, adapt, or even replace coursebook activities to best achieve those goals. Secondly, teachers are advised to be selective about the activities they choose from the coursebook. Not every activity will be equally engaging or relevant to your students. Carefully consider your students' learning styles, interests, and cultural backgrounds when making your selections. Thirdly, coursebooks often have gaps in content. These gaps might include insufficient practice opportunities for certain skills, a lack of cultural diversity in the materials, or simply outdated or irrelevant topics. Teachers need to be prepared to fill in these gaps with supplementary materials, real-world examples, or their own creative activities. Finally, experts and ELT practitioners stress the value of utilizing the teacher's book. Often overlooked, the teacher's book is a treasure trove of additional activities, teaching tips, and cultural insights that can enrich the coursebook content and provide teachers with valuable support. Before diving into a coursebook unit, it's crucial to establish clear lesson outcomes. What do you want your students to be able to do by the end of the lesson? These outcomes should align with your overall curriculum goals and address the specific needs of your learners. Start by identifying the key language skills, grammar points, or vocabulary that the unit focuses on. Then, translate these into specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound, SMART objectives. For example, instead of a vague outcome like students will improve their speaking skills, aim for something more concrete like students will be able to participate in a role play using the present perfect tense to describe past experiences. Once you have defined your lesson outcomes, you can begin to evaluate the coursebook activities through this lens. Do the activities effectively target the desired skills and knowledge? Are they engaging and relevant to your students' lives? If not, don't hesitate to adapt, modify, or replace them with activities that better align with your objectives. Remember, the coursebook is a tool to facilitate learning, not a rigid script to be followed blindly. By keeping lesson outcomes at the forefront of your planning, you ensure that your teaching remains focused and effective. Experienced English language teachers have developed a wealth of creative strategies for making coursebook content more engaging and relevant. One popular approach is to use dynamic and interactive lesson starters that capture students' attention and activate their prior knowledge. Games, quizzes, thought-provoking questions, or even real-world objects related to the lesson topic can be effective ways to pique students' interest. Another key strategy is to personalize the content whenever possible. Encourage students to connect the material to their own lives, experiences, and opinions. For example, if the coursebook unit is about travel, have students share their own travel stories, dream destinations, or cultural observations. Incorporating local issues and current events into your lessons can also make the content more meaningful and relevant. Use newspaper articles, videos, or songs that relate to the local community or global events to spark discussions and encourage critical thinking. Don't underestimate the power of coursebook transcripts for listening activities. These transcripts can be used for a variety of engaging tasks beyond simple comprehension checks. Students can analyze the language used, identify cultural nuances, or even create their own dialogues based on the transcript. Finally, don't be afraid to seek inspiration from your colleagues. Share ideas, exchange resources, and collaborate on lesson plans to tap into a wider range of teaching approaches and perspectives.